Africa.
It is still January the 9th, 2023. I got settled into one of the local hotels. It's 550 cedis a night, which is about 55 US dollars. It's very big. It seems to be very clean. It's nice. I don't see no roaches. Oh my gosh, I have a living room. There's a kitchen. There's a pool and a little bar area. Today's actually considered a holiday, so I'm wondering if they're going to have something down there. They like to kick it in Ghana. I'm not gonna swim today. I am exhausted. I'm getting ready to take my clothes off, take a bath, and give me a peace of mind away from this crazy girl, clean my energy, which I had already been doing that. This has been the longest day. So the guy that owns the guest house that she was slowly trying to move into and not pay, and was saying she wasn't going to pay him, he recommended this place. So they got me an Uber and brought me here. It's more than adequate. I don't need to, it's just really unnecessary to come here to Africa and think and be so afraid of regular everyday people. Outside of the beggars, outside of the scammers, the majority of people here are regular everyday people, and it's just a waste to come here thinking that, you can only stay at the best, you can only have the best, you can only ride in the best. Those are the people that's going to get scammed first, because you're acting like, I don't know, you're just acting like you want to be scammed, but I have found, even when I went to Nigeria, Rwanda, Egypt, when you Uruguay, Rio, Buenos Aires, anywhere I've been in the world, people are people wherever you go. And when you act, I wouldn't even say normal. I don't believe there's no such thing as a normal person, but ordinary, regular, everyday person, you get that kindness pretty much in return. And it's the same for Africa. That's just like, we were at the pool. She was just pissing me off. She's just like always saying that if it's white owned or if it's Lebanese owned, it's better, and that's why you don't do business with black people. And, I had told her, I was like, why are you saying that? Because any place, regardless of what culture owns it, can give you bad service. It's not just black people that give you bad service. She was like, well, that's my opinion, and that's what I've learned, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, but you're supposed to be a black businesswoman. So if that's your general opinion, is that what you want people thinking about you and your business? It's not every business, just because it's black, that you're not going to get good service. Just the whole entire conversation with her this afternoon, and I've had other conversations with her over this time, on my trip, that I have been trying to tolerate. The bigoted attitude against black people, you thinking that you're better, then not only that, she would go into how people raised by single parent families, they're just all mentally ill, and just all of them, they're sick in the mind. And if you didn't come from a 2-parent household like I did, they're just all sick. And I'm like, what? This is why you're 40 years old. She says she's never been in a relationship longer than 3 months. this is why. This is part of the reason why. You know, and I just really tried to help her and empathize with her. I really, really did. Let me apologize for even talking about her. I'm going to try to stop. You know, I'm just really upset. I'm just going to try to stop. Because like I said, in the source of me, I understand that all human beings here have had a different life path, different lessons to learn. I actually had a dream about her one night that she was this big movie star and they had given her a role. And she acted the same way in my dream. And I said, you're a movie star. I said, you're a movie star in a previous life. And even in that previous life, she was complaining. The role wasn't good enough for her. She didn't want to take it. She was complaining to everybody, just being very, very ungrateful. And if that was what your life was in a previous life, now look at you. Look at you in this life. You still haven't learned your lesson. You know, so I do empathize with her. And I also, because I am going to post these videos, you know, because this is my truth. I also do want to apologize to her for cussing her out something terrible at the Kempinski pool. I literally could not take it anymore. Like, I just could not take it anymore. I could not take her insinuations about black people. I couldn't take her fakeness, you know, trying to pretend like she's all this and that, and she has all these businesses, you know, propositions and all these different things going on. Like, I just literally just talking about single parents, talking about black people, black Americans, talking about Ghanaians. Like, I just literally, I mean, I couldn't take it anymore. You know, and then then she just got to talking about setting her guy friend up with the police because he sold a little piece of weed. And I just totally went way back to my old self. I lost it. And I do apologize. I sincerely apologize. You know, I should have just, you know, some days ago I had been wanting to leave from around her. So when I was feeling that, I should have just told her, look, girl, I'm tired. I think I'm just going to go my own way, and just left it at that so that it didn't have to come to a head like this. You know, I did tell her guy friend what she said about setting him up because of the fact that that shit is dangerous. You know, and when you come from where I come, we don't play that shit. That shit is dangerous, and I don't want her doing some dumbass shit and then I'm a new person around and then she blamed that shit on me. Fuck that. You know, because that shit happens. You know, that's why I was telling him, I don't even want her to know where I am. You know, so normally I would go to the Marriott. She knows I normally go to the Marriott. I don't even want to go to the Marriott because she's liable to call the police or call the Marriott manager and tell them any damn thing, any kind of lie, because she's pissed off because of the way I went off on her. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to chill here in Chateau and enjoy this nice hotel, nice local hotel. I would tell anybody from the States, people are people wherever you go. Yes, they hustle. Yes, they bribe. Yes, it can get frustrating. But when you keep it real with them, they're mostly going to keep it real with you. If you keep it fake with them, yeah, they're going to keep it fake with you and try to scam you. You know, you just have to recognize, you know, just like at home. It's not too much different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I know that I'm getting ready to meditate and that there is a lesson in all of this for me. I know there is. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. I'm on this journey to an inner journey, getting closer to the source. And I don't like to think that I'm better than anybody, which is why I was willing to stay there. I saw quite a few roaches. Even before we sprayed and went to Kamasi, I was like, girl, this is more roaches than anybody in the hood would even deal with. That's got roaches. You're not even gonna let your roaches get that bad, even in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is not right, you know. And I'm just like, okay, I can help her or whatever. Maybe, I don't know what the lesson is for me. You know, maybe I should have been like, girl, I'm not standing here with these roaches. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I should have, you know, held myself to a higher standard. Like, no, I don't sleep with roaches. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I don't even think they got roaches in the village like that. You know, I really, really, I'm really waiting for the lesson in this for me. Because this shit was crazy. This trip was craziness. And now that I have that vibration, that energy away from me, I should be able to I should be able to relax and just feel a lot better. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for checking in on the backstory, Manifest Africa. Also, you know, I told her that about my YouTube channel. So now she's all like, oh, I'm gonna make me a YouTube called Bougie from Brooklyn in Ghana. Because I just think people that's coming from where I'm coming from should know what it's really like. Like, they should know this shit. You know, it's shit. And and I agree with her, because you do have a totally, if that is really where you're coming from, you know, you do have a totally different point of view than what I would have. And that point of view is valuable, you know, for a lot of people that can't function outside of having a lot of money. I guess. I don't know. I'm more like Master P, like shit. Or what's that song? I don't know. I'm more like shit. Now I'm here. I made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very well rounded. You know, I can deal with your type, the gutter type, any type. I'm going to make it anywhere I go in this world. I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be all right. I know how to pretty much take care of myself, take care of my business. I can even navigate around, you know, fake people like that. And I'm definitely not saying that all rich people or privileged people are fake. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, because I really don't know if her story's true. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I'm saying. So, yeah. So I am looking forward to really, because I thought I was very relaxed and like be on a vacation in Ghana before I head to Rwanda to really get to, you know, cranking out my business stuff. So at least I have 2 days before I get to Rwanda to relax. At least I have 2 days. I think I'm just gonna stay in pretty much and chill, you know. I'm done. I'm really done. So Ghana, I have a 3-year multi-visit visa. I'm still waiting on my Ghana card or whatever they had me apply for. I was trying to get a MTN card, you know, to put some internet on. So I'm sure I'll be back. And even though the couple of places I've gone to, I have run into some business opportunities, you know. But I just don't want to deal with the government, with the bribes, you know. Kigali has it going on. You know, if you really want to be on the continent and you want an authentic experience, yet and build in Africa, but you're not down for the BS. You're not down for the bribes. You're not down for, always having to watch out for scammers and getting scammed. Then Kigali is really about, from what I've heard, one of the only places in Africa to where you can really just trust the government. I don't know what they're gonna do if something happens to the president there. I really don't. He's doing such a good job. I might not like the weather as much because I like the heat. There's not an ocean, but there's beautiful lakes, there's beautiful hills. It's a little landlocked, but that country is coming up. You don't have to deal with all this BS in other countries. It's just more straight up. I'm not going to say it's perfect. You do have your issues here and there, but at least he's tightened up the government and the economy and the way that you conduct business and everyday transactions. You don't have to worry about not getting your change back, trying to make sure you have change. People just scamming you. I mean, there is recourse. You can go and report people. They actually investigate, and it's just starting out, especially if you're bougie, I would suggest that you start out in Kigali, make that your home base, make that your business base, and then branch out and visit other places to try to get acclimated to their environment before you just move and invest, like in Nigeria or Ghana or Tanzania or Kenya. Invest, make Kigali your home base where you don't have to deal with the BS. Pretty much just regular BS, but not this African stuff that is going on in these other countries, unfortunately, right now. So again, I'm going to sign off. Thumbs up, share, thank you. Leave your honest comments, and thank you for watching.
She came onto the country shores
as if she were 100-year storm. Most would heed the warning in time. Take shelter before even catching the enticing smell of the beautiful coming rain. A few godlike men, yet untamed by Mother Nature, would embrace the strong, somehow comforting change of winds. Allow themselves to take up the treasures revealed, left behind her impassioned path. Knowing her omnipresence is in the same nature of themselves, which called unto the storm.